11. I was here at 10:47. And from here, we're going over to Burlington County. We're going to win that convention too. Let me say something about my opponents who don't seem to get it. You're the minority party in this county, just as we are the minority party across the state. But if you've proven anything, we can win elections when we recruit the right candidates, when we go about campaigns in the right way, and when we govern with that common sense conservative approach that people like. And that's why you're going 9-0 on this county commissioner board this year. And it's why we're going to repeat what we did in 2021 when we win seats in this state assembly. My job as your nominee is to have coattails. I take that responsibility very seriously. We flipped 8 seats back in 2021, and I'm going to tell you something. We're going to fight like hell to produce more Republican seats in the state assembly this year and the 2-year state senate. There's a Republican majority around the corner here in New Jersey. I can feel it. People are crying out. They're crying out for a common sense conservative approach. And one of the reasons is because the differences between the two parties, and it's no different in business and politics, you've got to make the difference between your product and your competitor, and our candidates and their candidates, and on the issues. We're about property taxes. They're about pronouns. We're about keeping our communities safe by supporting our police. They're about setting criminals free. That's what they're all about. We're about our kids graduating from high school with the skills to get into college, get a job. They're about teaching gender ID and sexual orientation. In our suburbs, they're all about overdeveloping our suburbs and social engineering. We're about stopping the overdevelopment in our cities. These are the issues today, as well as a couple more. We're going to talk about the affordability crisis in this state and the need to lower the tax burden. Our citizens and our business face the highest overall tax burden in the country. There's a public safety crisis across the state because we got an attorney general that has handcuffed our police. There's a public education crisis. And I'll tell you a couple other things that we're going to fix. There's not going to be any wind farms on our Jersey Shore, I'm telling you right now. We'll have a fair school funding formula. So here's what happens on day one of a Ciattarelli administration. Some of you heard this the other night at the Ronald Reagan dinner. Thank you for the honor. No, I know Michelle had a lot to do with that. I appreciate all that Michelle does to keep this party so strong here in Atlantic County. But here's what happens on day one. Executive order number 1 on day 1, no city in this state, no town in this state will be a sanctuary city, and we will not be a sanctuary state. Executive order number 2, we're bringing our state workers back to work. Half of them are working from home post-pandemic. It's the reason why you can't get an answer to your question or get your issue resolved. We're bringing them back to work. On day 1, I appoint an attorney general that supports both our police and our parents. We don't have that today. On day number 1, I call for the resignation of all those that sit on the State Board of Education that made all those offensive changes to our public school curriculum. We're getting back to basics and respecting the rights of parents. And on day number 1, I scrap Bill Murphy's ill-conceived and irrational energy plan. You see what's happened to your electricity rates? It's because this guy bet the farm on wind. It's not reasonable, it's not reliable. We need to get back to basics of providing cheap, affordable energy, reliable energy to our people. And last but not least, on day number 1, I know this means the most to you, you'll get back your plastic bags at our supermarkets. If I gotta walk in the supermarket one more time, I haven't forgotten those damn bags in the back of my truck. If anybody see my truck, I'm gonna lose your vote. Listen, we can do this. I've never been more determined than ever. And I will tell you, as I go up and down this state, and Joe Giraldo spoke to it, when you think about the fact that 42,000 voters made the difference back in 2021, 42,000 voters, 39 months in a row, new Republican registrations have outpaced new Democratic registrations, and the delta between the two parties is to the betterment of us by 200,000 today. There's a wind at our back. But that doesn't mean this is going to be easy. So you can depend on me on a couple of things. Number 1, I will get up and down this state and bring a very special positive energy to campaign each and every day. 564 towns, 21 counties, North, Central, South, and Jersey Shore. Number 2, in 2021, we raised more money than any Republican gubernatorial candidate in history. We are already 9 months ahead of that pace. You can rely on me to raise the money necessary to not only win my race, but all these people behind me today, because it's a team effort. And number three, you can depend on me to benefit all candidates down ballot. That is the responsibility of the nominee. If you've got the audacity to ask for this nomination, you better be able to deliver on those three things. I did it in 2021, and we're going to do it again here in 2025. Let me say something about your chair. And there's a couple other chairs here that are doing the same thing in their home counties. Chairs have three jobs at the county level: raise money, recruit candidates, win elections. Since he arrived on the scene, he's doing a fantastic job. Do you agree? Now, there are those that are suggesting the county committee people